The aim of the Touch and Rice podcast is to spread fun in the touch football community. We talk a little bit of touch footy chat, but mostly play games and throw some banter. Hosts Cess and Kimmy would like to pay respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet.
My name is Geordie Skiing, and I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet here today. Today we're meeting in Meanjin, and those traditional owners are the Yagara and Turrbal people. And I'd also like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and acknowledge my people, the Gubbi Gubbi people, and extend that acknowledgement to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in today.
Hi, Kimmy.
What's up, brother?
Nice one. If anyone knows that, a little bit of a trend that's going down. It's been around for a little while now. Welcome, officially, Jackson Mills, to the Touch and Rice podcast. Thanks for jumping in and meeting with us in studio a few days out, or a week out, officially, before we need to get to England.
No, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
So, Jacko or Millsy? You said either or.
Does not matter.
We'll go with Millsy. Let's run through Millsy's brag sheet to begin with. 19 caps for Australia. First of his age group to play Opens. He's a World Cup winner, 2019.
2019, yep, Malaysia.
Ron Hansen medal recipient, which for those that don't know, is the Australian flag bearer. So you're one of those last World Cup?
I was in the youth 2019 in Auckland.
Awesome. And you're a Fox Sports and Channel 9 touch commentator, so we don't need to give you any tips or anything here. You can probably give us some tips after this, so we'll hit you up for that. So that's the brag sheet, mate. Super impressive. We'll dig into that a little bit more, I think, with our next segment. Unless you've got anything to add, or Kimmy, you've got anything to grill Millsy on any of that stuff?
Not yet.
That's coming. Mate, we'll jump in. Our next segment is the set of six. So set of six touch-related questions. Sometimes shoots off into a little bit over time into the set of six, but we'll see how we go. So question one for you. Give us your touch origin story.
Originating is in where I started from.
Where you started, how you started, what age?
Yeah, so my background is actually soccer. So I've still been playing soccer longer than I've been playing touch football. But looking back, I always actually had NRL or touch ball in my hand, even though I was playing soccer. So I was playing it on and off through the juniors, coming through. I'm a Parramatta Eel at heart, born and bred out that way in Western Sydney. And played all the way through the juniors. Never really made any representative teams on the pathways through. So from Parramatta, then playing a lot of Junior State Cup. I actually never won a Junior State Cup, unfortunately, playing for Para. And then I think it was under 14s or under 16s I finally got to play in the Sydney Scorpions, which was my first representative campaign, I guess, which was fun. And then about 15, 16 stopped playing soccer. And then went to touch, I guess, full time, if you want to call it that. And that's where I started. About 15, 16, I really started to give it a good crack.
What position, so this is where we'll branch out a little bit, this isn't officially my second question, position in soccer and then your favourite position in touch, does it translate at all?
I played defence, so I was a right back. In soccer I was rather fast, I wasn't very skillful. I played with probably some of the most talented young stars coming through the ranks at the time. I played for Mark Coney in Sydney, so there's a lot of superstars that have come out of that club and that team in particular. But it was more just, speed, getting my body in front of the attackers, but I was actually not very good. I just had a lot of good players around me, so I just faked it until I made it and then just kept faking it.
Yeah. And obviously not the case with touch, with your brag sheet that we've just went through. So very interesting to hear the transition there. Kimmy, you don't know this about me, I used to play okay level soccer as well, so maybe it's a thing.
Oh, it's not a thing. I've only ever played uni games soccer, and that's because I was told they were stand in front of the goal, I'm going to peg the ball at your head and just head it in. Yeah. That's about it for me with soccer. So,
breeding ground for touch players, maybe. Who knows? Mate, question number 2 of your set of 6. What's your greater, and you've got some awesome achievements, obviously, and maybe hard to pick one out of those, but maybe a top 3 if you got in terms of your achievements in touch football?
It'd definitely have to be a World Cup. Going all the way to Malaysia, playing in 50-degree heat against New Zealand in the final just before the storm rolled through was something pretty special. It's not something that everyone gets to do, and if you think about how many people play touch, particularly in Australia, everyone wants that Australian jersey. So to put that on and then, win gold medal at the World Cup, that's something pretty amazing. I was actually, number 2, I was actually never picked for the New South Wales under 15s team. So that was something that I always wanted to do. Like I played, I think, New South Wales CIS for maybe 2 or 3 years in that 15s age group, but never got picked, ever. So then I think, playing for Australia as the first, of my age group, that was sort of a laugh. So I thought that was like a little personal achievement, which was pretty cool. The third one would definitely be probably commentating actually away from the sport, but commentating the sport at the NRL Touch Premiership level on Fox. That was something pretty spectacular that I really enjoyed. And if the opportunity ever came up, I'd definitely put my hand up.
It's coming back, right? I believe.
I have no information on that whatsoever. They've been saying it for a while.
Okay.
But, I know the players are pretty keen to have it back. It's something that, a lot of touch players want to do. They want to play at that top level in front of the big crowds and things like that. But if it comes back, definitely there'll be a lot of players who are in there.
Whispers are that I'm hearing is that it's coming back. So I won't divulge anymore in case I get into some trouble there. So I've no doubt you'll get the nod. And how did that come about?
So it's actually a funny story. I did my ACL 2017, late 2017 at State Cup in Port Macquarie. And then I was meant to play in Rotorua in the Test match series, Australia versus New Zealand, but unfortunately couldn't play. And then that's when they brought out the inaugural season of the NRL Touch Premiership, and obviously couldn't play. And they had, I can't remember who was commentating, but it was streamed on KO or whatever it was, and it just wasn't sort of presenting the sport in the best way possible that I thought could have been displayed. So eventually 2019 came around, I put my hand up and said, look, I've done a bit of public speaking and stuff. I love a good chat, and I'd like to commentate if the opportunity ever came up. And then the opportunity eventually came up, and I was commentating with Adam Collins for the first time at CommBank Stadium. I think it was Gold Coast Titans play against the Tigers, and ever since then it was just we'd like to have you back. So it was so much fun. I enjoyed it. And that's how the story came up. Just because I couldn't play, I decided to commentate.
Because they had some, from what I saw, what I remember, they had basically rugby league commentators or people not essentially in the sport.
Yeah, I think they started with rugby league commentators, and then I think they threw a referee in there as well.
Yeah,
and it was like, whoa,
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Different perspective.
Yeah, just a different perspective. But I just wanted to make it a little bit different, more engaging, more entertaining, and having someone, I think, who's played the game at that level against the players, the players, their strengths, skills. It's just easier to chat about. Yeah. And because touch is so fast, it's really hard to call play-by-play. Like if you've seen rugby league, you can say the player's name, and then they just pass it, and then you can slow it down. But in touch,
space,
because it's so fast, you've got to kind of have a chat. It's like a podcast about the game. So you can't really call, Kim passes to Millsy back to Kim, like it gets very in your face. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like a dog race.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. That's really cool.
That actually would have been a double moment for you commentating at CommBank as well, the home of the mighty Parramatta Eagles.
Yeah, that's right. It was.
I've been to that stadium. That stadium's awesome for audios, visuals, just the atmosphere. That would have been amazing, in itself.
Oh yeah, it was so cool. And it's actually I played there as well, and it's one of the most slipperiest surfaces to ever play on. It's really slippery. So I don't know how the NRL players step and whack players, but they managed to do it.
Yeah.
Don't know how.
That might lead into the third question I have for you. What's your favourite touch memory?
I've definitely got a worse touch memory.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's start with the worst one you think you're going to get.
Yeah, they probably go in and out with each other. So the best one would have been 2019. That final whistle blows and you've beaten New Zealand. I think it was by one try. It was something like 8-7. And then that was the good memory. The bad memory was we were celebrating in the tent after everything was going good. It was time to get back on the bus. So it's a chartered bus, just like your normal coach, and we're going back to the hotel. Everyone's had a few drinks and starting to get a bit rowdy, a bit exciting. Next minute. So I'm sitting on the right-hand side of the bus, and Corey Russell, Australian men's open player, probably one of the best players in the game at the moment, he's sitting directly in front of me. Next minute, we have a foam roller that someone's obviously thrown. It's come straight over my head, and it's hit Corey in the back of the head. And just a reaction thing, he's obviously thrown it up and tried to just throw it straight back at the person who's thrown it. Hasn't even looked. And it's one of those foam rollers that's got a PVC pipe in the middle. and the foam had not covered the end of the PVC pipe. So what's happened, it's hit the roof of the bus and come straight down and just clipped me from the bottom of the nose all the way through to the lip. So I'm just completely split now, and there's just blood pouring out of my mouth. And I had to go back to the hotel, see the doctor, stitches with no anaesthetic, and my lip just blew up deluxe the next day, and then I had 10 days in Bali after that with just a fat lip. So that was
sipping on cocktails through a straw.
Literally, that was a high and then straight to a low. But
do we know who threw the foam roller?
We still don't know. Anonymous. We don't know who threw it initially, but that is the root cause.
If you had to pick someone, who do you think?
Oh my God. It was probably, oh my goodness. Who was in that sense? Probably Justin Cridlin or something like that.
Okay.
Well,
Let's just blame you're on notice, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so 2019, the win, let's talk about that briefly. So that was with which division? Because you're heading over to Nottingham for the Open Mixed.
Yep. That was also mixed in 2019, yeah.
Do you have it? Because you've obviously played men's at a high level as well. Is there a preference? We don't want to pin you down and get to win.
Yeah, the ultimate goal is obviously for every male player that I've met is to play men's.
Yeah.
Like you always want to play men's. That is the top of the top.
Yeah.
The creme de la creme. And the best players get to play men's. It's obviously very hard to crack that squad. There's a lot of high talented players coming through the ranks that are juniors now that are just overtaking everyone in that mid-20s age group now, which is really cool to see. Like it's good pathways, particularly from that Rockhampton area. They're all coming from Rocky, which is really good to see. Yeah. But yeah, obviously it'd be great to play men's opens for Australia in either a test match or a World Cup. Very difficult to do. Not many get to do it. But that being said, having the coat of arms on your chest, playing for Australia at any level, in any sport, in any division, is something that not many people get to say anyway.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point. And also to that other point, I have no idea what's in the water up there. We might have to get someone from Rocky on because they are just pumping out.
And they're all tall.
Yeah.
They're all bigger. Yeah. Well, it's not hard compared to me.
And me.
I'm like 4'9", but they're just so much bigger. They're very athletic. I don't know, there's just something different. And I haven't really nailed it yet.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on up there. We'll have to get to the bottom of that, like we did with the foam roller.
Yeah.
Question number 4 for you, and you've actually just touched on it. What does repping Australia mean to you?
It's a good question. It's sort of, I guess, festers at so many different levels. Probably goes back to childhood, actually. Always having a barbecue on a Saturday night or something like that when Australia plays New Zealand, particularly maybe in the Wallabies or the rugby league. It didn't matter what it was, but you always wanted to be at that top level. So it was something of just chasing that dream. Like every kid wants to play for Australia or represent Australia, if it's in swimming or tennis, whatever it might be. It's really humbling that you're actually able to get to that stage. It takes a lot of work. Like people you think might just walk into it, it's just a bit of throw around footy, but it's actually not. A lot of it goes on behind the scenes of coming through the ranks. But yeah, it's very humbling. It's an honour to do it as well. As I mentioned before, not many people get to actually experience that. And yeah, just the pride in the jersey. It's always something special when you see the green and gold hung up in the locker room and your name's there, and then you get to put that on, look in the mirror, it's like coat of arms. It's like something out of a movie. So yeah, it's pretty special.
Question 4A, this is a selfish one for me.
Go for it.
When does that hit you? Because you've done it before, just the realisation, because I've been asked that question, and I'm debuting, and I've been asked that question, are you excited, are you pumped yet? And my response has always been to family members and friends, I don't think it's actually hit yet.
Yep.
That feeling that you just described, when did that hit you?
There's a few of them. There's one in the warm-up, particularly. First game in the warm-up, it starts to hit you. You look around, you guys have been training in training uniform, and then you're actually in the playing kit. That's definitely one. And the first time that you sing the national anthem, like we've experienced that at Trans-Tasman or in the final at World Cup, that is something quite special. I get really nervous when that anthem comes on. I normally close my eyes, take a couple deep breaths, and then the nerves disappear. So yeah, it's the first time you're in the warm-up, and then the first time that you hear the anthem. There's some pretty special moments.
Good tips. I think that you're probably right. If I put my head into that space, It's probably hit the nail on the head there. So
Yeah.
exciting times. Thank you for sharing that one for me. Question number 5 for you. Second last question. Pre-games final day ritual, including your playlist. That's running around on the socials at the moment for Touch Football.
I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
So what do you have one, and what's on your playlist?
I'm not a big pump up EDM house music guy. I'm more Hans Zimmer, epic soundtracks from Pirates of the Caribbean, Inception, Interstellar, that sort of vibe. I'm more instrumental orchestral music. That sort of G's me up, which is really interesting because not many people sort of
That doesn't
go
make
that
many
way.
playlists. Like when you have that team playlist and you usually play it in the warm up.
Yeah.
No one's ever added a.
Imagine if you had
Hans
Pirates of
Zimmer
the Caribbean playing
I can just.
the main theme song.
see him
when you
running.
just yeah,
So-
literally. when you're warming up or getting ready for a game, that Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
song, it's just so uplifting.
It's
it
the
just
build,
tees
right?
you up.
It builds, yeah.
Yeah.
I can get it.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Now that you, but
It's not for everyone.
I wouldn't have picked it. Kimmy, would you?
I wouldn't have picked it. But I can totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Does the Open Mix team have a playlist?
It's building.
Okay.
It is brewing.
Yeah.
There is a shared playlist at the moment. I haven't
You chucked it on
contributed
it?
yet.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got something in my diary this week to just fix my Spotify playlist before the airplane and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's in there. I just got to spend some time to fix it all up because it's a bit in shambles at the moment.
Who do you think, or if you've seen the ones that have been added on there, call someone out in your team. Who do you think either has or will put on the worst song onto the playlist?
Well, we actually have Jack Harlow in our team. His name's James Hegedus.
Okay.
He's a direct replica of Jack Harlow. So he's probably going to put some Jack Harlow on there. And I know Stephanie Maiola will put some Fred again in there. Probably Jungle.
Okay.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
Not even feel it. I know she's probably already put it in there.
Kimmy, just to throw back to our last episode, or second last episode actually, with Amelia, she threw you under the bus. Song choice. Is there someone in your team who you think will have a very poor choice onto the playlist, or is there someone yet?
I think there's a few that haven't even contributed. So I think if you don't contribute, you're automatically
That's fair.
You get
Fine.
no's.
yeah.
You get no say after that.
100%. You can't skip. You can't request. You gotta put it in.
I have to mention this, and this won't come out until after the World Cup. So if people come across this guy in our team, you need to have a go at him. But I have to sneakily say it's actually not a bad song when you're on the treadmill training or whatever. So Andrew Leesy from our team put on, and it was just not expected at all, Miley Cyrus Party in the USA.
That's not bad.
Onto a men's 40s though, playlist, just totally unexpected. But I do have to say, I was at the end of one of our hard training pod sessions that Peck, our coach, put out there, and it came on, and I just couldn't skip it, and it got me through this treadmill run.
So he's also a father of 3 girls, isn't he?
He is, I think so.
Yeah. He's only just got women in his life, so that makes sense.
That's fair. Well done, Lizzie. I do not hate on you for that, but just totally unexpected as per the orchestral music instrumentals. So can't wait to hear what you put on there, Millsy. Last question for you, question number 6 of our set of 6. Touching on the teammates that we just did then, but digging into that a little bit further, a fun one. Who do you most not want to room with at the Touch World Cup? Bear in mind, again, this will come out after, so go your hardest, throw them under the bus. Who and why? One male and one female that you want to room with.
Oh my goodness. One female I wouldn't probably want to room with would be Jess Pots and Pans. Yeah, she loves a chat.
Okay.
Loves a chat,
Yeah.
just in her own space all the time. Potsy, you can room by yourself. And who would I not want to room with? Probably Zach Bazoonis. Don't know, just gives annoying vibes.
Okay.
Great bloke. Probably gives annoying vibes in the room. We've got our room sets already. So I'm with Kais and Boland.
That's trouble.
Yeah, the old Parramatta pairing. It should be good. Should be good fun.
Excellent. Well, thank you, mate. That's your set of 6. Over to you, Kimmy, for Kimmy's Corner.
So this is just a little bit of fun. It's a bit of a mix of who would you rather and which state does it better. So how long have you been living in Queensland for? How many years now?
3 years now.
3 years. And before that, New South Wales your whole
New
life.
South Wales.
So this will be a fair kind of judgment on who
Be
does it.
careful about what I say here.
You do. It should be pretty easy. First one, who does it better? Coffee.
Ooh, could I say Melbourne? Does that count?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, you got to choose.
Just between, we'll say Brisbane and Sydney
Okay.
to make it easier.
That's actually really tough.
Where would you prefer to go?
I'll go Brisbane because I've been in the city, where in Sydney I've been in the suburbs.
Okay.
So there's probably more cafes to choose from in the
That's
city.
fine. Okay, off the back of that, just like a restaurant,
Well, Sydney, more to choose from.
more to choose from, I agree.
Franco's.
No, I still haven't done Franco's.
Really?
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
it's on my list. I have
Definitely
to
got to do that. They've just opened one up in the CBD actually.
I
heard it's taking
do.
off.
I drive past one on the way to West's training, like
Yeah. Is that
every
Concord?
time. Yeah, near Concord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to try it.
All right. Nightlife.
Brisbane.
That was a interesting.
Yeah, because I was thinking of the lockout laws, and then, but aren't they reopening them or something
They
like that?
are. Yeah, I've heard that. I think it's too late.
Yeah.
I think the nightlife in Sydney's already.
Yeah, it's a bit down.
See ya. Gym.
Brisbane. Shout out Science and Fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the greatest gyms
Your
ever
English was.
made.
Well, I concur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only have a gym when I come up to Brisbane, so.
They're actually really good. Science
Yeah.
and Fitness in West End.
Activities.
Probably Sydney.
I think Brisbane's getting better, but right now I would agree.
Yep.
There's a lot of can I just throw back to the gym thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a moment? There's a lot of touchies that go to Science and Fitness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They must be good.
Yeah, it must be.
They must know what they're doing.
So
Check it out.
they're all fit athletes, touchies.
Yeah.
They're fit across the board. I was having this conversation, sorry, Kimmy, before you're away from the corner. I was having this conversation is like, what is the most versatile athlete in sport? Because, I mean, if you go touch, like, yeah, they go to league, they go to union, they go to sevens, they can play hockey, they go to netball, they can swim, they can play tennis, they can play golf. If you got a AFL player,
I can't play golf.
plays a loose word,
Yeah,
I
okay.
attempt to play. But if you got AFL player and you throw them in a rugby league game, they're going to hate the contact.
Yeah.
Throw them in a touch game, they probably don't have the agility or whatever to do it. But the touch player is so versatile across the board. I was having an argument with someone the other day about it. But I thought, yeah, they're one of the most versatile athletes in the
What
world.
was their argument? That another sport.
Yeah, it was like
Athlete
another
is more-
sport has more skill.
Yeah.
It was like, well, AFL you can drop it and nothing happens. It's the only sport you get a point for missing. I was just throwing the
I
pain
agree
out.
with you, and this isn't fair because we're all touchies in this
Yeah, that's
room,
right.
but I would agree with you that an AFL player, because they've got the handball to come in and then throw, pick gaps or throw a long ball or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
run a quickie, defensively up and back, good luck.
Yeah, that's right.
Very different.
They're just a different athlete, I get it. But I'm just thinking the skill required for touch is more transferable to other sports than some.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it was an interesting discussion.
Agreed. I agree with you.
I've lost my spot.
Yeah, sorry, Kimmy.
Yeah, no, all good. All right, next one. Traffic etiquette.
Oh, Sydney's so much better. People in Brisbane cannot drive. Terrible. Terrible.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that one.
I feel like maybe in Sydney, because we're so used to the traffic and so many people being on the road that you just are like, there's more skill.
And the thing,
it's
that's
less-
right. And red lights don't
stress.
work here either. As in, they work permanently. You could be at a traffic light and no one is coming, you're on the sensor or whatever, and the lights won't change. You'll sit there for 5 minutes and no one's coming. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I have lost count the amount of times I've gone.
Oh.
If it's going
Now
here-
you've fired me up.
Yeah.
Do you know what's actually quite interesting is every time I come up to Brisbane and try and catch up with mates, if it takes more than 15 minutes, they're like, it's too far.
that's
In
what I
Sydney, you're like, I'll be there in 45. Yep,
Literally.
sweet, no worries.
Yeah.
That's one thing I have noticed.
Yeah.
Anything more than 15 minutes, like, it's too far.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Do it
about?
another time. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right, beaches. I know there are no beaches in Brisbane, so we'll go out to like
Okay.
Gold Coast, Sunny Coast, but yeah, beaches.
Yeah, south of the Gold Coast, I'd say it's quite nice.
So is that
The only thing
Is
is,
that Queensland or New South
the only thing is, I'm going to say Queensland because I'm from not anywhere near the beaches in
Okay.
Sydney. I had to travel significantly.
Yeah.
I'd say Central Coast in New South Wales, but Gold Coast in Queensland.
Yeah, okay, fair. Who does summer better, weather-wise?
I'd say Sydney. Queensland gets very warm.
It does.
And
Very,
it's
very
it's very
humid.
humid. It's a different heat.
Yeah.
A real thick heat. We just want to stay inside.
Who does winter better?
The Queenslanders.
I
yeah.
agree.
You
Yeah.
can go out t-shirt and shorts in the middle of July. It's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
As I sit here in my jumper and my pants.
I was just wondering, like, I came up for Queensland winter before flying out, and I just brought up Sydney winter with me. It's
Getting
disgusting.
us ready for Nottingham, I think.
Yeah.
Which airport would you rather get stuck in, Sydney or Brisbane? Domestic, non-international.
It's a good question. I've spent a lot of time in both airports, actually.
Okay.
Well, I'll go Sydney. It's a lot bigger. More space. Brisbane is opening new restaurants, though.
Interesting. I don't think I've had time to spend at a restaurant at either, to be honest. I'm
Well, I
usually
mean restaurants. I mean
usually
Macca's, French
Yeah.
eating outlets.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get a little bit interesting here. Who does their touch football better? So, Metro Cup or Vorden Cup?
Vorden Cup is a lot better, just based on numbers and teams that can play. So Metro Cup, you've got 4 teams. But here's the thing with the trade-off. Metro Cup, there is 4 teams that are highly stacked, and all teams are very competitive, which means you're playing high-level touch every single week for 40 minutes straight. In New South Wales with Vorden, there's a little more discrepancy in the skill level and competitiveness of the teams. Therefore, are you playing the same level of touch every week in, week out? That's the only difference that I see with the two.
Yeah, interesting. And then State Cup.
New South Wales.
That was a no-brainer. I just wanted to
Significantly.
put it in.
It's true. Yeah. I've admitted that on a previous.
Yeah.
We've all played both, so anyways, all right. We're getting into the would you rather, so this is just for shits and giggles. Would you rather get famous taking credit for someone else's work, or have someone else get famous for taking credit for your work?
I'll take the credit of their work.
Of someone else's
Yeah.
work. No judgment, by the way, no judgment. Would you rather live in a sitcom universe or romantic comedy?
I'd go a sitcom, because I could always bring the romance into it.
Okay.
Like a friend? Are you thinking like a friend?
Like a
Yeah.
Friends or a Big Bang Theory or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather be hated for who you are or loved for who you are not?
Hated for who you are. I've learned that any sort of emotional response of who you are is better than just faking it.
Yeah.
So 5% of the people that love you means 95% of people will hate you. Well, you've got the 5% that really matter.
Good answer.
Great answer.
Would you rather have unlimited money or your dream job?
What if the dream job involves... I reckon I'd go unlimited money, because having one dream job is like very difficult to have. I have a couple of dream jobs, and having unlimited money means I could dabble in a few of them, just like to test them out to see which one I like.
See, I would also go with unlimited money, because who wants to work? Full stop. When you can just do whatever you want.
And also you haven't said that you hate your job either.
No.
So you could,
Yeah.
I'm with you both. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, couple more. Would you rather use a dating app or go on a blind date?
Ooh. I reckon go on a blind date.
They don't do it anymore. I feel like
That'd
it's
be like
just
with
all...
your friends setting someone up with you. or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Go on a blind date.
Yep, so you don't know who you're meeting. You just
Yeah.
intro.
You're just playing a bit of heads up footy, no structure.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Would you rather be rich and ugly or poor and good looking?
Rich and ugly, I can pay for the, pay for the surgery.
All right. 2 to go. Would you rather live in Queensland but never be able to go back to New South Wales, or live in New South Wales but never be able to go back to Queensland? I don't know how I would answer this question, by the way.
It's actually quite difficult. So you can live in one or the other,
Yeah.
and you can't go back.
You can't visit.
I'd probably go New South Wales, I reckon. Because I can go all the way up to northern New South Wales, which is a similar environment to Queensland. People know how to drive in Sydney. The coffee's still pretty good.
Yeah.
More cafes. Yeah, I think I'd go New South Wales.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last one. Would you rather win a World Cup? This is for touch football, or a State of Origin, men's State of Origin.
You know a fun fact? I think I'm the only player at the moment that's played for Australia and has never represented New South Wales at an open State of Origin, because I've never been picked.
Really?
Even after the World Cup, I think it was 21 or 22, I haven't been picked. So I've been in the squads, and then I had to go to a wedding in Fiji. So I wrote a letter and everything like that, and yeah, they wouldn't pick me just because I couldn't go to the trials. Yeah. So it's a hard one, but yeah, I would like to win a State of Origin. I have won a World Cup, so I can say I've ticked it.
Yeah.
But I would like to win a men's State of Origin.
There's something about Origin playing against probably the best in the world.
Yeah.
New Zealand in mixed would be pretty close to being also the best in the world. But when it comes to men's touch, women's as well, I'd dare say, but also playing against your mates.
That's right.
As well.
It is literally state versus
Mate
state.
against
Mate versus
mate.
mate. And playing in Queensland for 2 years now, or 3 years, it'd be so much fun to go back to New South Wales and then have to play against them.
Yeah.
I got a bonus, would you? And it's not would you rather, but would you, if the opportunity, because I don't even have to finish the question.
No way. I've had this discussion.
Yeah. Well, I'll finish
really-
the question for
Finish
anyone
it.
who doesn't know. But if the opportunity, if let's just say you don't get the opportunity to play for New South Wales, but you do get the opportunity to play for Queensland, would you?
No, I couldn't do it. Basically, from the hate of
Yeah.
my friends that would just abuse me for it. But just out of pride of coming from New South Wales, playing all the way through the juniors, just seeing what happens at the NRL level as well.
Yeah.
I'd want to mimic it. Just be like, there's no way I could cross code and play for Queensland. No way. Be a traitor.
What if Queensland threw $1 million at you?
For $1 million.
For touch footy,
Well, okay.
I'll
let's
do
put
it.
in-
Yeah, literally.
Let's say $100,000.
That's
Not
a-
to say that's more realistic than a million, but
Yeah, it's a good question. For touch?
yeah.
For 1 year? I could play and then throw the game. Just keep
No,
throwing
so
it.
this is you'd have to play, and you can't go back then.
Yeah. I don't know. I actually don't know if I could. Every touch player's probably listening and go, yeah, you're lying. It's $100,000. But no, I don't think I could, really.
I can appreciate the answer, and I'm not going to name these players because I'm thinking at some stage I'd like to get them on to the podcast. But I asked them, I was at a dinner with them, and I asked them, they're diehard Queenslanders,
Yeah.
$1 million, would you switch over? Wouldn't do it.
Nah.
wow.
Would not do it.
For
I think
So-
it'd
$1 million.
I think it'd be interesting if you had the physical cash handed to you, like, on the table, and you could see it. They may change their mind, but...
This particular player, and everyone will know who it is, just hates them so much.
Yep.
I think if it was in front of him, smelled it, touched it,
Still no.
Is $1 million the right amount to opt for that person? Like,
I don't think you'd do it for any.
for like $1 million would change my life.
Yeah.
So
I think it'd change his life as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
Yeah.
No.
Interesting. I don't know that I could either, to be fair. And I was in a similar, not opens, but a similar situation to you where I was living in Newcastle. Potentially had an opportunity to trial and just said to the boys, I can't do it. I've got it. I'm flying back. I'm playing for Queensland. Just can't do it. And it was fun, playing against them.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing that. Every confidence that Mills would be in the mix for the next one, and don't plan any holidays for
that's true.
2025, and you'll be fine.
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Well done, Kimmy. Well done, Millsy. On to the next part of our podcast, which is basically all fun now. So we've done the touch stuff. This is all get Millsy in a fun space and see how you react. So. We've got a couple of games for you, and to give you, the listeners, and yourselves too, a bit of context around how we come up against who you're playing against. So Kimmy and I, we're in a challenge. We're in head-to-head basically throughout this podcast, and the loser at the end of the season, whenever that might be, has to jump out of a plane and skydive.
Right.
So you'll be playing for me, and how that came about is I sent Millsy an email to ask him iPhone or Android, and he said iPhone all the way. Kimmy's an iPhone user, I'm an Android user. So
When you told me, I'm like, oh, surely he's going to pick iPhone.
yeah. So and I think that works really nicely because we're going to pitch iPhone against iPhone, but also you're going to be playing against each other in a week's time. Australia versus Philippines, Mixed Opens. So just remember that because I need you to win this for me. It's currently tied at 4-4. So I'd love to go over to Nottingham 6-4 up. Keep that in mind. So iPhone versus iPhone, Australia versus Philippines, Millsy versus Kimmy. Your first game is going to be capital cities. How are you both with geography?
Nah.
Pretty
No.
poor.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. We have over 30 countries competing at what's going to be the largest touch football World Cup. So I've picked, obviously not some easy ones. There's a bit of a mix here. So we don't have time to go through the 30 plus countries. So I've picked 13. So if you happen to get them all right, then we'll have a decider. So Millsy, you're playing for the Australian Emus. You're gonna have a buzzer. So Millsy, what sound do you think an emu would make?
Let's go.
An emu
Yeah.
would make that sound.
That's true.
Okay.
That's actually, yeah.
Oh,
Justin Cridlin has heard an emu say, let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. We'll run with that. Kimmy, now, I think 2015 you represented the Philippines, and they were the Pythons
Yeah.
at that stage, right?
Yeah.
We didn't really run with that in 2019. Are they still? Are they still the Pythons?
I'm not sure. We actually asked it at the last camp if
Yeah.
we had like a mascot.
Yeah.
And I actually don't know what it is.
Let's run with Pythons because that's
Okay.
what they were in 2015. Assuming that's what's it's gonna be in 2024. What's your buzzer sound? Python.
Well, it's
Okay. that's a short. And side note, before we jump into the game, emu and python in a fight. Who's winning?
how big's the emu?
The pythons are massive, right?
I know, but
I'm a pretty big emu, though. Surely an emu wins. Either step on you or just pick you up and sling you
The
around.
claws.
possibly. But then I'm gonna whack my tail around and just strangle you.
But the emu is like way up there.
So I'm a long way.
Okay. That was
Even.
totally aside. It's a draw. Well, this isn't going to be a draw.
Mm.
Let's go. So let's hear your buzzers again.
Let's go.
Okay.
I'm so bad at these.
Country
Sorry.
number 1. Belgium. Python.
I don't want to say the wrong
Yeah.
one and then sound dumb,
If you say the wrong one, Millsy does get a crack.
but he doesn't get the point.
He doesn't get the point.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I want to say I know it's not, but Brussels.
That's correct. Well done.
That was good.
1-0. Country number 2. Chile.
I've got no idea.
I actually have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Chile is Santiago. Santiago.
Right.
Not Santiago. I think that's where in the world is Santiago. Sorry, to our Chilean listeners. Country number 3, Wales.
Let's go.
Millsy.
Cardiff.
Correct. 1-1.
Yeah.
Country number 4, Switzerland.
Let's go.
Millsy.
I went.
Yeah, Millsy. It was a tentative, so Millsy.
Switzerland or Sweden? Sorry.
Switzerland.
Oh. Nah, I can't be it.
This is a tough one. I wouldn't.
I know. I was thinking Stockholm, but that's not it. I don't know why I was thinking that. Nah.
Pass.
Is it Zurich?
No.
Dang it! I knew when you said it's a hard one that it wouldn't be Zurich.
Capital of Switzerland is Bern.
No. I didn't
Bern.
know that.
I have no idea.
B-E-R-N, Bern. Country number 5, Portugal.
Now I'm going to Portugal, which gives me no advantage.
Are you going to the capital city?
But I'm just hoping it's the biggest city, which is Lisbon.
Correct. 2-1. Well done.
Mm.
Country number 6. I'm backing one of you to get this. Both of you to get it, actually. Country number 6, Malaysia.
Kuala Lumpur.
Mm.
Correct. 3-1.
Good city, by the way.
That is a good city. It's a fun city. Unless you get lost.
Number 7.
I think a bus driver. Oh no, that was the youth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get lost.
Yeah, no. Bus driver got lost. And carry on.
Country number 7, Spain.
Is it Madrid?
It is Madrid.
Well, I'm thinking these. I'm just not saying.
Jump in.
I'm actually going to say something.
4-1.
I'm getting flogged here.
Come on. Country number 8 is Italy.
Let's go.
Yes.
I'm not blanking better. Because you think it's the obvious one, and then you're like questioning yourself. Is it?
No. Is it the big? Start with R.
I cannot. Kimmy will punch me. I cannot give any clues. away.
Surely it's got to be Rome.
It is Rome.
I'm going there.
It is Rome. Well done. Well done. Thank you for getting that. Okay. Country number 9, New Zealand.
Let's go. Wellington.
It is Wellington.
I reckon most people would have just gone Auckland.
Oh,
Like
I
when
think
it's
so.
Australia, people say Sydney.
Sydney.
Yeah. Country number 10 is the Netherlands.
Oh, let's go. Nah, that's it. I was gonna say Denmark.
That's a totally different country.
country.
I've drawn a blank.
No one?
No.
Nah.
You're both going to kick yourselves. Amsterdam.
Oh my god.
It's a high pressure situation.
It is. It is.
How
number-
many left? What's the score check?
It's 4-3. 3 countries left.
Okay.
Country number 11 is Fiji.
Let's go.
Was it?
Is it Nadi?
No.
That's the island.
Ooh. Let's begin with S.
No. Nah, it doesn't. If she gets it wrong, can I have another go?
No.
No.
No, I've drawn a blank.
Millsy.
Suva.
Correct. Well, I
Give
can't
me
give you that point.
Did I?
I was
Correct.
for some reason all I could see was Sami. I don't know why.
That's not Nadi. But that's the
I know,
island.
but I was like S.
Yeah.
It's S. I was a quarter of the way there.
Country number 12, Canada.
Let's go.
Oh.
Millsy.
There's like 3 of them in my head. Is it Ottawa?
Correct.
I was looking at accommodation yesterday.
Very happy that you got that because now it's 4-all.
This is the
Decider.
Oh. Ooh.
This is it. Country number 13 to decide the winner is Sweden.
Let's go.
I think it was Kimmy. Unfortunately, the short sharps got you.
I've actually just gone for it not knowing, but I'm gonna guess it's Stockholm.
That's correct. Millsy dead.
Because you said it before.
I was like Switzerland or Sweden was the other one, yeah.
Kimmy, well done. 5-4 up now in the overall game. Very, very close. Great competition. So let's move on to game number 2. Hopefully Millsy can bring this back to even standings for me. So clue number 2, I've asked you both to tee someone up. How are we going for time? Close to when you said you were going to call them. Yep, which is great. Now, this is going to be timed around who is going to be able to get this person. So, Millsy, if you'd like to tell us who you're going to be calling.
And we're calling James Courtney, Australian men's open winger.
And Kimmy, who's your person?
I'm calling one of your teammates, Patricia Nikolopoulos.
So I might let Kimmy go first since she's in the lead. So you're going to give Patricia a call. This will be timed. I'm going to give you the lyrics to a song.
Uh-huh.
That's all you can say. You can only say the lyrics to this song. I'm going to give you the lyrics so you don't have to know them off the top of your head, even though you probably will know them off the top of your head. Your song is Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
Okay.
And so you'll win if you keep Patricia on the longest, or your respective callers, JC and Patricia, keep them on the longest without them.
Are we using the same lyrics?
No.
Same song?
No.
Okay.
And they have to get the lyrics, is that right?
No, they just have to stay on the phone.
They just have to stay on the phone. But you're saying the lyrics?
Yeah, okay. Can I get the lyrics up though?
I'll give them to you.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's broken up. So for Kimmy, yours will be...
I have to go in order of the lyrics?
Yes. So I've given you them line by line. And
Oh,
if you get to line 13, we'll stop it there and you can let her know if she hasn't. So basically you'll say a line,
So
give her a
I
chance
wanted
to
to
respond.
I wanted to stay on the
Yeah,
line.
Correct.
Until I get to 13.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there you go. All right. So there's your first line will be. What is it again? I stay up to.
I can hear the actual lyric. How do I say it? I stay out too late.
Yes.
They have to answer first though, otherwise
Yes.
I win.
Yeah.
If they answer.
So I'm just gonna context. Hopefully she picks up. But the way we say hello to each other, we say ni hao. Please don't take that as a racial.
We have a one as well.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And so we won't count that, but then your next line cannot be anything other than the song lyrics.
I love it. That's what people say twice. Okay. Here we go.
Okay. Just so hold it up.
Hold on. I'm on cancel. I'm on 3G.
Ni hao.
I stay out too late.
What do you mean?
Oh, got nothing in my brain.
I don't know the next word because I don't like Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's what people say.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people say.
Mm-hmm.
She got you.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia.
Hello.
Says Kimmy, and your teammate Millsy here. You're on the podcast live.
No way.
I had to tell you a bit of a fib. Sorry. Hello.
Hello, that's hip.
Yeah, so I'm playing against Millsy in a little game, and basically I was only allowed to read out lyrics of Shake It Off, which clearly you know all too well, and I couldn't get away with it.
All too well. I'm sorry, I'm not a Swiftie. Is that what they call them? Taylor Swift fans?
Yes.
What
Sorry,
is
did you
we spoke
lose?
about this before. Patricia, I don't know if you can hear this. What are you putting on the playlist?
What am I putting on the playlist?
On your
Usher,
team playlist.
660, The Greatest is one of the go-tos. Yeah, and a bit of Usher.
Which Usher song?
Well, my personal favourite is Superstar, but I think for the team-wise, might get a bit of get the claps happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, Little John, you know.
Last question for you, Patricia, before we let you go. Thank you for playing along. Why would Millsy have said you are the last person he would want to room with from his team in the open mix?
Maybe because, I don't know, is it my fake tanning?
I would have guessed that,
Is that
actually.
right? I bring out the tansy of a night time. Yeah, there's fake tan everywhere.
I can confirm I have rooms
two
with
high
Patricia,
maintenance.
and yeah, the fake tan is terrible. If you don't fake tan, you don't want a room with someone who fake tans.
Yeah, no. Is that why, Millsy?
Yeah, let's go with that.
He's saying yes. Thank you for joining us and best of luck. We'll see you over there.
Thank you, see you there.
I'll call you back after.
No worries about it.
Thanks, mate. Oh, so I didn't even get to like the third line.
No. You are in the box seat here, Millsy.
Okay, what song?
Let's go. So your song is going to be. Now I had a couple of choices depending it was a female or male you were in. So you are going to be speaking to Bruno Mars, Count on Me. So your first line is, if you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea.
Okay.
It's tough, but let's see. So what line? Third line, second line. You have to get to.
I got to the. I think I only got to the second line.
Yeah, I think if you get
I'm
to.
going to tell this like a story.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So, JC will probably answer the phone with, what's up to Doxy or shot my oos. Just an FYI.
Alright, there's the song lyrics.
Do we get a point for actually predicting how they're going to
Yeah.
answer the phone?
But he has to answer first.
Yeah. Best of luck. Let's go.
Hey mate.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you.
Oh yeah.
If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see,
Yeah.
I'll be the light to guide you.
It's big.
We'll find out what we're made of.
I rate it.
When we are called to help our friends in need, you can count on me like 1, 2, 3 and I'll be there.
This is good. It's good gear.
I'm just on I'm on the Touch and Rice podcast, JC, just flogging Kimmy in a competition about how many song lyrics I could get through before we just broke down.
Yeah.
What's the song, JC?
What's the song?
Do you know what the song is?
Are they the lyrics?
Yeah, they're the lyrics.
Obviously you don't know.
I thought you would give me like cues for a profile or something. I don't know.
That's right, JC. I appreciate it. We won the challenge anyway.
Well done.
Right, I'll speak to you later.
Yeah, that's all good.
Best of luck, JC. See you over there.
See ya.
Well done. Round of applause. It was actually, I found it really, really nice that he was engaging in your story and wanting to see how you would help him.
One of the nicest blokes in touch football.
Yeah. Great choice.
I concur.
Well done. Thank you, JC.
I actually think you had an advantage over me. It was your story.
Yeah, I was telling the story,
Yeah, you sold me.
Yeah. That was very well done.
Should have put some
5-5.
Hans Zimmer behind that.
Yeah.
It's just like, that's a win.
5-5. Thank you, Millsy, for getting that win for me. We're still tied, Kimmy, so it's neck and neck. Well done to you both. Right, on to the last part of our podcast. We've just got a few questions for you. One of them have come from our previous guest, Meng from China, who you will also play over the Touch World Cup. He asks, and this is probably for all of us, but we'll let you go first as the guest. What's a skill or talent you've always wanted to develop but haven't had the chance yet?
Is that touch related or just anything?
I think it's anything.
A skill that I want to be able to develop.
Yeah.
Speak another language. Yeah.
Which one?
It's a good question. I'm no good at any languages. I don't know, something like Arabic or something like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, something like that.
Good
Even
answer.
unless you consider like code another language, everyone can speak code these days. So something like that, like computer code.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, not in code.
Not-
Not in code, but yeah, like computer code or coding. That'd be another one as well.
Interesting. Kimmy.
If it was like a foreign language, I think I've said this already before, but I think Spanish. Spanish because obviously for going to those Spanish-speaking countries, but it's the closest to Tagalog. So going back to the Philippines, and I still don't know how to speak. I can understand all the naughty words and speak all the naughty words, but yeah, I think Spanish. But code is, that'd be a mad flex.
Yeah,
To be able to, you'd be able to do so much.
programming something.
Yeah. I've already, like, when you look into, you have to get somebody else to write stuff for you, and
Yeah.
it just costs so much money. If
Yeah.
you could just do that
Do it
yourself.
Good point.
Good
That was
flex.
not on my radar when I was looking at this question. Mine were I've dabbled in and just have never not mastered it, not even close to mastering it. But it's something that you've got to stick to, or you never get better. And if you pick up a golf club every 18 months, you're never going to get better at golf. So that's one. Playing guitar, I've dabbled in, know a few chords, but just it's gathering dust in the corner of a room, something like that. And language is a good one as well. So all good answers. Question number 2 for you. I've just got 3 questions for you. Question number 2, what's your prediction? Touch World Cup prediction. There's a few in this. So who you're playing in the final, what's the score? How many tries for Millsy in the Touch World Cup? Who's going to top the try scorer list for your team? And also who scores the least? So we can break that down. Who you're playing in the final, what's the score?
Okay, I reckon it's going to be Australia versus New Zealand, and Australia wins 9-7
How many tries for Millsy?
in the entire tournament.
Yes.
I'm going to go high single figures, 8.
We can look back on these, which is
Yeah.
awesome because it'll come out after the World Cup. Who tops the try scoring list for your team?
I reckon Steph Mayolo.
On how many?
Ooh. I reckon high 20s, mid 30s, something like that.
Solid 12.
Yeah.
Who scores the least?
Daniel Langbridge.
Straight away.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. Because he's setting them up? Or
Yeah,
just-
because he's setting it up.
Gotcha.
100%.
Last question for you. So our normal button pusher, Tim Schenken, is normally here, but he's already over there preparing.
He's at the F1 currently.
He's at the F1. Yeah, he's
I've got to turn him on mute.
yeah.
It's just annoying.
I know. He's loving life over there, mate. It's actually a lifelong dream of him to attend an F1 over there. So he's loving life.
Fair enough.
He would love to be here, but also he said to me that he wouldn't because he's the captain of the Open Mixed team, so you'll be going head
For
to
the
head
Philippines.
for the Philippines.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So he's also said he doesn't want to be here because you're going to be opposition in exactly pretty much a week's time. He
First game.
said, he said to me, I want to score at least 2 to 3 tries on Millsy because he's our guest. What's your response to Tim Schenken, captain of the Philippines Mixed Opens team?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. I'm going to pull corner to send you to the open side.
I
What
like
are you
it.
going to do then?
I'm looking forward to that, and both of you as well. Going not officially head to head, but countries going head to head. That'll be an interesting first up match too.
Yeah, we'll be.
Yeah,
That'll be prime time back in Australia as well. I'm nervous for it.
and televised too, right?
I
Yeah,
think so.
they're
It's,
streaming.
it's field 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First game. I think it's at like 6 p.m. New South Wales, Queensland.
Wow. Prime time.
Awesome. Well, that's it for the podcast, Millsy. Thank you very much for joining us. We do ask all of our guests at the end of the Touch and Rice podcast, what's your favourite meal to have with rice?
At the moment, it's tuna.
Okay.
Tuna and rice. But it would be green curry chicken with coconut rice.
How hot?
Medium.
Okay.
Medium spice.
Nice.
I've had a bad experience with very hot green curry chicken, and it was bad.
Over here?
Yeah, I had one like sip of the soup, like the liquid, sweating, like my tongue was on fire.
Is that a restaurant?
Yeah, it was at a restaurant.
Yeah, okay.
I think they must have like accidentally spilt the spice into
Just-
the thing.
Yeah, you'll be right.
Yeah, literally.
Or,
Terrible.
or they made it authentic level Asian spice. You know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
in Australia they're like, do you want,
Indian
mild,
hot or-
medium?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been a superpower if you could have consumed that.
Like it. I like it. Great answer. Great answers throughout the podcast. Thank you very much for joining us. And we expected that from a professional commentator. Thank you very much for joining us and partaking in the fun and games. Best of luck in Nottingham. Looking forward to seeing the first matchup and also the entire tournament. Hope you come away with the chocolates, and we'll see you on the 7th.
Can't wait.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you for listening to the Touch and Rice podcast. Please join us on all our socials, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Touch and Rice Podcast.